Alrighty, greetings and salutations, mother truckers of mothers. Ooh, ding dong goes the bell. Man, I'm exhausted and I'm out of all the words. So, just trying to fill dead air right now. So many things. Alright. What was I doing? I was doing those things. I don't think I care anymore. They need done, but I'm out of F's. How about we luck into a Delira's? Nope. No. That's not what I'm looking for. I was looking for like Luxac into Delira's. I don't know why I'm going to this mailbox. Oh yeah, the sweet leather armor that View sent. So what am I currently wearing? Combustion and Healing Amp. This is my con item. So that had no effect on our combustion, is that correct? 177. No, it did hit it some. But not as much as I would have thought. So we must have some combustion in here somewhere. Or our generic is pretty good. This definitely looks more elf-like, right? Like we look like an elf now. What did it do to our armor class? 26. What did it do to our MMR? 13. That stayed the same. Alright, let's reset this tree. 1, 1, 1. That gives us 0 spell fail. So, it technically frees up our ring. If we found a resistance 4 or 5 thing. No Halloween costume. I am wearing my Halloween costume. I am a psycho killer. They look just like everybody else. According to Wednesday Addams. But no, I'm not a big Halloween guy. Halloween is not my holiday. I remember way back in the day, my, yes, I'm going as myself as a psycho killer. My stepmother didn't want to give us costumes. And I remember, this was probably 3rd grade maybe. And, of course in 3rd grade, if you're not wearing a costume, you're a piece of ass. Only +1. Really, this doesn't actually grant me anything except for +1. Let's look at medium armor or light armors first before we get carried away. Already combusted. Here we go. If that was regular healing amp instead of negative healing amp, I'd be all over it. Anyway, so my stepmother refused to get us costumes for Halloween. And back in the day, you used to be able to dress up in costume. Okay, well thanks bud, I appreciate you. Used to dress up in costume and march around the school. That was one of the deals. And so everyone could see everybody else's costume. Yeah, and it was like staged where you march one room at a time through the classroom, and then at the end you get a march along, and then everybody does like this weird loop so everyone can see everybody else, and I didn't have a costume, and my mother-in-law showed up, or sorry, not my mother-in-law, my stepmother showed up and face painted my sisters to look like clowns. At the time, I think I had one sister in school with me. Yeah, probably one. And she comes to my classroom and says, "You can have this werewolf mask if you want." And it was like super crappy. And like, it's like, no, I'm good. I'm good. I don't need to walk around in a mask or whatever. So it was like me and one other kid who sat out the march around the school. And then everybody left, and we were left in the classroom alone, and we just like screwed around. It was great. Like, we went through people's desks, and we're just like being nosy. Yeah, alright. So I don't think we're actually gonna... This is quite strong, but I just don't think it's... for us. Don't imagine there's an armor in the shard exchange that's worth anything. I mean, that's pretty good. Wow. Whatever that party was doing was a hard wipe. We do have a robe of fire we could switch into if we decided we wanted to do that. It would be a step down on what we had, right? Yeah, just barely. Alright, well, I guess we'll just keep that. And then Beef said he didn't want it back, so we'll throw it on the auction house for... basically nothing. Pass it on to the next person. Alright, so what do we want to do? None of that. I think we have at least one more. At least one more pack of quests to do. If we can't do the raid, we can't do the raid. I'm not going to fuss over it. It would be nice, but... whatever. Let's take a look. Where are we? So Chamber Ray, Black and Blue. See, I don't think we can do either of these two on our own. We might be able to pull off newcomers, maybe. But... so much of that stuff involves dealing with like dragons, and dragons hit hard, and being, unless I get a group up, it's not happening. So let's just move on. We'll knock out Chamber Raiment, and then we'll go on from there. Wabi's Revenge. Not feeling super well. Might be a short stream. Pretty beat. Working on the bus. And the cold weather we're having is a little bit harder than I thought it would be. It's our first time out here. Oh man. It is. Look at all the XP we could have. We're gonna have a ton of XP. So I'm kind of just like zerging around, not really doing anything. Just kind of trying to relax a little bit. I apologize for being quite out of my head. Like I said, I'm just tired. Maybe if Tobrel was around to help alleviate some excitement. I don't know. It's all good. It's all good. Oh, cray. Alright. We got work to do. You have killed a guardian mummy. Oh, waka. Alright, so that somebody's asking about that party wipe that happened a little bit ago. Let's see if we get an answer. Oh, trap blue and repossession. Well, I figured it had to be something like that. Like a trap is about the only thing that would... I'd give myself a... Deathborn? Guess I didn't. Make sure I get a Deathborn. So every once in a while I start reminiscing about the good old days where some of these quests, especially with like invisibility, you could do in like 15 seconds basically. Just like run through the quest and then kill the 5 guys that chased you / spawned at the wherever you happen to be. It's a different game. Back when invisibility was good. So, yeah, I don't know. Anyway, everybody, feel free to use that chat box. Like I said, without a little help, I will probably just call it an evening early. I'd like to do a full stream, but I'm like falling asleep in my chair. I was kind of falling asleep in my chair earlier. And I will probably be busy working on the bus most of tomorrow, so it'll be a thing. We'll probably start taking at least 1 day a week to work on the bus. The rest of the winter, basically, during the daytime. I don't know when. It might just be Fridays. We might just start taking Fridays off. Or not. I'm not sure. You found the main burial chamber. Ooh la la la. Not joining Voodoo for trick-or-treating on Serlona. No, I'm trying to spend as much free time as I have, or I can, on hardcore server. So this character I've been working on a lot on my own. And I've been spending a lot of time working on the character I've been playing with the guys. So I'm trying to kind of do a little bit of both. Pretty sure that's all the tins I can possibly solo. Black and Blue, Newcomer, and Vaughn 5-6. Tempest Spine. Can't solo these things. But I would love, love, love to have a group. Elite Axerati. Like I soloed that. We don't have to like take 10. We could move up with a group for this. Not be that big of a deal. Except I really don't be doing R2 on this character. Yeah. I know where I'm going. I guess we look at the 11s now. Again, we don't have to level. We can just look at 11s. Spawn a Whisper Doom's not too bad. A lot of the desert walk-ups. Yeah, we can do most of those. We should have just stayed in the desert. We should have looked more before we left. I need to get a fresh magic missile wand anyway. Or a shield wand. Oh no, I'm scared. I was more scared when I thought it was Dustin. Yeah, it's fine. That doesn't bother me. So what are you doing?
I don't know.
You just wakey?
Oh, I've been up.
Actually debating on going to bed. I'm tired. Solo to 20 doing hard difficulty just to get the sash. Nothing else really interests me. Too much work for a cosmetic for me. So the main thing for me is just that I want to make interesting content for the viewers. And I feel like, one, limited time events that you haven't seen 100 times are interesting. And having that extra, I don't even know the word I want to put in here for the extra, but like that extra level of danger, I think makes an interesting stream. Yeah. So, right now, this chick she has 3 Reaper points. I basically used her to help get Beef and Tobrel caught up to my 14. Now that they're in that level range, we've knocked out almost all the 10s except for Vaughn 5-6. I think. Is that right, Tobrel? We may also have to do Ataraxia's Valley. That sounds right to me as well. So we have like 4 quests to do, I think. Like we knocked out Black and Blue and all that stuff yesterday. So those guys will be able to move up to level 11 quests. And things will be good.
As you begin your ascent into the tomb's energy, flows in and your heart races.
Yeah, I think I spent too much time this evening just chilling out in my chair watching the stream. Now I'm like totally wound down. I even had one of those alcoholic drinks that I wanted to try, the alcoholic seltzer water. It's not the tastiest drink, I will confirm. It was passion fruit, which is not a fruit that I'm super familiar with outside of a snow cone. Anyway, those are my kind of goals for the hardcore server. I've done a little bit of Maybar stuff. I'll probably do a little bit more if it's still around on Monday. If not, I think I'm in a reasonable spot to put a pin in it. Depending on how active our D&D game is on Sunday, I'll probably run around and do a little bit of stuff off camera. For Maybar on Sunday. We've kind of figured out when to kind of like interact and do stuff. So when there's a lot of role playing, it's usually not that big of a deal. You can role play, and or at least I feel like I can kind of role play and do something else. My character's kind of a halfway distracted, lost in his own thought dick. I do that on purpose so I can do something else while I'm playing. But you know, you play with the same DM and the same group for a long time. You kind of learn the signals about, all right, they're not going to figure out X. I better pay 100% attention. So I might get some time to do that on Sunday. So Brell's the only one who can't multitask. Because he's the DM. What a loser. Kind of boring Halloween. Your kids are too old for it. The wife is sick. You're just hanging out in the garage having a cigar. Woodworking and watching some Twitch. Man, that sounds awesome. Said if I didn't spend all day today working in the garage, I need some heat in the garage. I don't have any heat in the garage. So I'm like out there in sweatpants and a t-shirt and my big furry hat. I'm like, this is good enough. The wife comes out. She's like, what are you doing? Like, what are you talking about? It's 18 degrees and you're wearing a t-shirt. Like, I got work to do. Too hot. But I could use a little heat. Definitely made me want to sell off about $500 in magic cards this weekend if I can. To order the little baby wood stove for the for the bus and try to find a place to put it in. But if everything goes well tomorrow, I'll have all of the windows on the bus done. We got all the places, well, all except for possibly one more, I guess I should say. There might be one more window that gets taken out and replaced with like plywood and sheet metal. But where the shower goes, I'm not 100,000% sure I need to do that yet in the shower. Probably do, but it's a school bus. I did a little video. I didn't like do a breakdown of like what it is and stuff yet. I will at some point. It's a 95 Tran Am? No, Astran, sorry. ASTRAN. Yeah, here you go. Boop, pause. Copy. There's a little video of me walking around on Monday, I think, or Tuesday. Kind of talking about it. So I said we're taking the back 4 windows out on each side for where we're going to put the bed. So those are done. Well, half done. So I need to drill the holes for the riveting. I need to caulk them in place. So they'll get riveted, hopefully, and caulked in tomorrow. And then I'm trying to decide if I'm going to... I probably will put up other boards on the inside and then spray foam insulate. Because I think I want the bedroom to be the warmest / the coolest. Like I said, I'm looking to put a like the little ship, little sailboat heater, wood burning stove in there. Like they take pellets and and little chunks of wood, like up to 4 inches, supposedly they'll go about, oh, what were they saying? About 5 hours without a refill. Which is pretty good. I mean, it's about as long as I get to sleep now. Anyway, Tobrel, if you decide you want to do something on the hardcore server, let me know. I'm currently just screwing around doing desert walk-ups on my bard. We can go do farming stuff instead, or some chill reaper stuff, or whatever. Just trying to keep an eye out and see if anyone else puts up any of the big raids. That is the other thing, huh?
Is V spawn tonight?
I think so, but we'll see how much on time he is. He said Halloween is usually one of his worst nights of the year. So we'll see what happens. If he wasn't, I would definitely wrap up early and go to bed. Like, take out the trash and go to bed by 10 o'clock. I said, I've just not been sleeping well this week, and couple that with my usual not sleeping well and not being able to take a nap. So, like, usually when I don't sleep well, I get to take a nap in the afternoon. But with, not wanting to sleep through an hour and a half or 2 hours of daylight when the wife is around to help on the bus, that makes a little bit of a tough day for 4 hours of sleep, man. You missed a party wipe in Reclamation. The jumping on the bed quest.
Really?
Apparently everyone was standing in the room with the traps and kabloo.
Who's this?
Who was it, or when was it?
Both?
Like in the last half an hour. And you would have to go back and watch the replay. Stramp Unin, I don't know how you say that. STRAMONIUM is the only name that I can recognize. But yeah, like 5 or 6 people shot up on the screen all at once, and there was like FFFF and all that stuff. I was like, jeez. Where? At best, we're chaotic neutral here.
Okay, well, how about people I'd like to talk to?
Oh, well, that's a different story. Hey, by the way, everybody, Ben apparently passed his boards, or he bribed enough people.
Oh, yes. I finally got the big P and it's just
I guess it really is true. C's get degrees.
Oh, I'm sure you did better than the C's.
I'm sure he did too, the overachiever. But it's not as funny.
Okay, so our phone just happened to exactly ring when I was talking to you.
How dare you?
So yeah, I found out on Tuesday I got the big P for past.
Is it really a big P for pass, or is it for penis?
Well, I mean, it could be for one of the P's, but in my case, it's for past.
Oh. If it could be anything I want it to be, in your case, I want it to be for penis. You said it could be anything I wanted it to be.
In your imaginary little geez.
What? I have a huge imagination. And some would say it's the best imagination. I wouldn't say it, but some people would say it about me.
I think your imagination is big.
It is the
It's huge.
It's the covfefe of imagination. It's so big.
Imagination.
Oh man.
Oh my God, it's gonna take that to go away.
Never. It's never gonna go away. And nor should it.
It will be forgotten.
Never. It'll never go away. It has made its way into the internet time machine. It is never leaving.
It'll be taught in school. They'll teach it.
It'll be an example. It'll be an example of reasons why you proofread before sending out a tweet.
Mm-hmm. How to be terrible at everything.
Well, not everything. Like, policies have actually been pretty solid, bro. Just everything involving him talking. Or speaking to people.
His national security advisor needing to go to the Apple store to get his iPhone unlocked.
Well,
Having a random Apple employee play with it.
that is pretty bad. You probably shouldn't do that. But, like...
I mean, otherwise it's great.
Well, I mean,
Except
successfully
for,
got everyone out of Syria, basically. Took care of the... Shut down the caliphate. Took out the terrorist leader. Like... It seems good. Well, basically the plan is to move into it full time. So, yeah, long trip after. When we're done. Hopefully we'll just get in it and go.
How long will it be before you drive to Colorado?
I don't know. Like I said, if things go really crazy and John's serious about the house, like, and we don't have to go through the hassle of putting up for sale and doing a whole bunch of like major repairs.
Wait, is John talking about buying your slime house?
Yeah, he mentioned it the other day. Yeah, a lot of people couldn't, but the wife and I are both ready to travel around and see the United States, Canada.
Canada?
If Mexico ever... Yeah, I want to go visit Canada. I know lots of Canadians.
That sounds like some communism right there.
Well, it's extreme socialism.
Oh.
I mean, they're well on their way. Because that's... to quote... Was it Marx, I think? Or maybe Lenin, the only reason you need socialism is to get people to communism. I think it was Lenin, actually. But, yeah, they're on their way. They'll get there eventually. Let's see. But no, I know lots of Canadians, and I would like to go up there during some summer and check it out. I think you can, as an American, you can basically get a 3-month visa up there without too much hassle. So, it'll be a lot of fun. And then do like 3 months maybe in Canada, hit Alaska for a month, and then do like a month visa back to drive back out of Canada.
I'm sure if you're spending money there, they will probably say, alright, well, I guess, if you're bringing your dollars here, might as well drop a couple off at your local stores.
There's a lot of different rules and stuff like that. One of the numerous documentaries about bus living that I've watched, they really talking about a lot of the issues that happen with the various countries in the U.S. and Canada, like going back and forth, popping in and out. The difference is that these people, the one in particular that I remember them having a lot of issues with, they were both German nationals. So they came to they came to the United States, bought a school bus, had a 3-month visa, had plans to get a 3-month visa for Canada, and then like a 2-week visa in Alaska, and then a month visa back through Canada. And the guy in Washington would not let them back in. He's like, what do you mean you've been to the U.S. 3 times in the last year on your tiny house? And, you know, I feel, and he like interviewed them like 3 times. He's like, I really feel like you guys are just trying to like sneak in. And they're like, no, our plan is to go to Mexico and then down to Chile and stuff through, you know, through South America. Long story short, these guys did get back in the U.S. He was eventually able to be convinced, and they spent another like 2 months driving through the U.S. before they got to Mexico, where they had 0 issues getting in, which is crazy because Mexico's immigration stuff is really, really challenging from everybody else I've talked to about it. But they got right in there with no visa or anything. They just like drove in. So they probably needed to be careful to not get arrested again in Mexico. But yeah, they just like had no issues. And then their bus basically got shaken mostly apart on the roads in Mexico. So they ended up selling their bus for like a couple $100 and moving back to Germany early. But the one in particular I always reference is called Expedition Happiness. It's one of the better of the bus documentaries out there. Sometimes you can find it on Netflix. Sometimes you have to go to like Google Play to buy it and stuff. But they also have a website, Expedition Happiness. Cannot recommend it more if you're interested in the idea of kind of tiny house / bus living. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Now it's just me and the wife. I literally could live in a space the size of my office here with no problem. Like 80% of my entertainment comes from my work computer. You know, so even when I'm not working, I'm generally in this office unless I'm out doing something. And a big part of having such a small space is to drive to cool places and get out and see them. So by having a small living space, you're more inclined to get out and see those spaces. Hey, who loves me 3,000? Ben, I love you 3,000, buddy. I love that animation. Love that animation. So yeah, it's It's going to be some work. It's going to be a challenge, but we're up for it. Need to actually reach out to my little brother. He recently just moved to Washington, Seattle specifically. And I guess he's like 3 miles away from a boat salvage place. And he was able to find the stove I wanted for like $1,000, which is basically free shipping plus $500 off. But the thing is, I don't know if he's driving back or if he's flying back for Christmas, so I need to reach out. If he's going to drive back, he could bring it to me, and he could also pick up another doodad. Or two. If he's flying back, it's a little bit different story. Then I gotta pay shipping again, and I'm not about that life. Just won't install a stove until I can get to Seattle. That'll go over real well, won't it? Anyway, right now the biggest challenge of the bus build, at least in the wife and my mind, is getting the bathroom set up the way we want it.
So you just set up the bathroom. What else do you need to do? Broad
Everything.
strokes.
Everything. So right now, like I was saying earlier, tomorrow I hope to basically finish all the windows. Like I said, I had linked it. You may not have been there, but there's a little video update bin on the bus that I did, and then I of course put out another one that I made a boo-boo, but I think I got that fixed yesterday. It was snowing and super cold, so we didn't work on things a whole lot yesterday.
Okay.
But we got all the sheet metal wrap panels are cut and fitted, and tomorrow I'll caulk them in and try to get all the rivets in. So we're going to rivet those panels in, and then once those panels are in, I want to get the roof sealed, and then once I know that the roof is sealed and it's not leaking through the roof anymore, I'm pretty sure one of the escape hatches is there's like a little bitty leak, and the guy previously had put some really low grade plywood panelings on the windows and just did like a loose painting and then used a hard caulk. Well, you can't use a hard caulking on something that's going to move like that, so basically it got hard and broke off. So there was leaking coming in through the window that he had installed. So I think those two places, when I get those fixed, that'll take care of the leak. Then once the leak is installed, I'll put in the plywood subfloor. I'll start building the bed frame. I got to wire in all of the electrical. I got to get batteries. I got to get a charger system in place. Then once the electrical is like roughed in place, I have to start on the roof deck because we need the roof deck in place to mount in all the solar panels, as well as having some extra living space. Then once those things are in place, and the roughing in is done, then of course we'll start with finish work. So yeah, basically everything. But I think a lot of the rough-in work will happen really quickly. Once that starts, I think that'll start to just like, because there isn't a bunch, because again you're talking about 150 square feet approximately, and there's currently planned to be exactly 2 walls, one on either side of the bathroom, to create a bathroom stall. So that should be pretty easy. Then we're kicking around the idea of actually paying somebody to build custom cabinetry. Not sure I'm in love with the idea, but it would be nice to have a nice it'd be nice for the cabinetry to be nice. But a lot of the stuff's been picked out. A lot of the stuff needs to still get ordered and paid for. The biggest challenge is the wife feels like the wife was like raised in this mentality of being poor. And we've already saved up and paid, or like saved up a bunch of money for the early part of the budget of construction. Like I had set $5 or $6 grand aside, and I sold a bunch of magic cards and blah blah blah. Like, we have a pretty reasonable get started budget. And oh, you bastard. And so every time so every time I go to like, oh yeah, we need to get this ordered, she's like, oh, I'm like, it's in the budget, relax. So yeah, I would like to do more streaming of that, but I realized today, for example, it was just like I thought about setting up the camera and setting it to run, but it was literally like me gluing metal to wood and then hitting it with a hammer, and that was it. I'm like, yeah, I don't think we need 5 hours of this. So instead I'm trying to do like short what we did videos. And I'll try to do like at least a weekly, if we work on anything, like what happened.
By the way, PSA, all the parents out there, when your kids come home, please do make sure to inspect the candy from trick-or-treating.
AKA, take the good stuff.
Whatever.
Yes, and take the Reese's Cups and all the yummy things. You gotta do the parent tax.
Okay, 1. No need to have a parent tax. Now, if you do, certainly don't tell your kids that's what it is. Let the kids have a fun Halloween.
And their candy.
Let them have their candy. Ask if you want some. Ask like, hey, it'd be really nice if you would be good enough to share. I did drive you around, or I also walked around, or like your situation, you have a little kid. You could have her trick or treat for you because she's little. She doesn't need candy yet. Like you literally did all the work. Just, you know, that's your candy. Also, there's no reason you can't trick or treat as an adult. I don't care what anyone says. If somebody rang my doorbell and asked for like and was like trick or treat, they would get a bloody Reese's. Hell, they might get 4 Reese's today. I'm not sure. Alright, so that's the desert walk-ups.
I had people ring my door.
Did ya?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this street, for whatever reason, I think because it's such a busy street, people don't like to walk up and down it.
There's an immense cavern that is home to the deadly Volcor.
I didn't hand any candy.
Did you give him money?
No? I didn't have any candy? Wow.
You couldn't have at least given him $1?
What? No.
You're the worst. Did you give him a Coke
Get a
Zero?
Hmm? No.
Get a job. It's not what the holiday's about. Holiday, it's like Christmas, but for everybody. With costumes. Get a job.
No, I didn't open my door also partly because we still don't have my exterior camera set up. That I used to have in my old place.
Okay, I am taking off to do.
Alrighty.
Didn't let him finish before you're like, alright, goodbye, get out of here, no one loves you, bye.
Being talked by more than one person at the same time, I am going to take off and do walkie-walkie and
Alright.
some other stuff. Bye.
Toodles. It's like the Tobrelius to boots.
Nah, I don't have my camera set back up yet, which is laziness on my part. And the peephole doesn't really work, so I don't answer the door.
And yet, your delivery person can just walk right in. Come on in, I'm just jacking it. Money's on the table.
They're authorized, and I know they're coming. Doesn't knock on the door? Didn't know anything about it. Not gonna answer. I'm not obligated to open my door to anyone.
Okay.
Don't gotcha.
Said okay. You don't have to convince me. You're a mean one. I don't know the rest of the words of the song. Mr. Grinch. Hey, I figured it out.
What do I do? Open the door and be like, oh, trick-or-treaters. Oh, well, not too fucking bad.
Here's $1. Go away.
I don't have singles. What the hell?
Where's your debit card machine? Let me put $1 on in your Amazon account.
The hell kind of trick-or-treating is this?
Probably the future of trick-or-treating. The only quest in my level range is normal Necrophore farm for Necro pieces. No, thank you.
Fuck me. This one fucking zombie is gonna hit me with no percent left on recalling.
I guess you'll be...
This is my karmic revenge. I'm doing some night revels since we got the boost to challenge things. Doing some Lord's March.
Alright, so what are these then? Plus 4s. What are these then? Also plus 4s. Oh man. Okay. So again, nothing super exciting happening there. Wow, not at any groups at my level range. This is so weird. Alright. Let's pull this up. And I'm going to use the restroom super fast. And we'll try to figure out where we want to go from here. A lot of these 11s are fine. So, if anyone's got any opinions, I'll take them. Whew. Oh, I'm still tired. Alright, let's see. Spawn a Whisper Dude, Seal an Anner, Purge the Fallen Shrine, Oath of Vengeance. Made to order, Tea Party, Enemy Within, Dreams of Insanity, Desert Caravan. Desert Caravan sucks. Dreams of Insanity is not the best. Crucible Elite. Don't know if these guys have any shadows in them. The Tomb of the X quests. Purge the Fallen Shrine is in the Manectarin. Oh, it's that very, very first one. I walked right past it. Let's go back and finish that one, just for completion's sake. I totally spaced out on that one. Oh, this is not where I parked my car. I was thinking about the tombs. I want to go back to the Manegnarin. Again, for completion. Cleaning up the zone. Hey, Rhett, what's up, big boy? Not out with the kids tonight? Too young. Already did the Halloween thing, came home, ate gumbo, and put everyone to bed. Oh, I guess you're an hour ahead, too, aren't you? So it's like 11 for you. Yeah, that's fair.
This is the final resting place of our once great hero. His remains and legacy long since.
Oh, you're in Central, so it's 10. Oh, you're in Texas. Mike's the one in Georgia or whatever it is. I'm trying so hard to put locations on voice or internet people.
Voices echo through the halls of this shrine.
No, I'm kind of surprised not to see yet Witty. I kind of expected him to be around today for whatever reason. Oh yeah, I've been playing this bard thing on as my solo. It's a half elf dilettante using half elf using the warlock dilettante to basically double up my spell power with fire. So every 2 seconds, I get to essentially add another D4 times my level worth of damage. Yeah, this is on the hardcore server.
The holy fires lighting this grim shrine have long since died.
It does pretty well, all things considered. Well, I said this thing's just this. And I'll show you my enhancements in a second. So we currently have 40 points dumped in our Spellsinger tree. I went basically for everything that is damage related. So, bunch of spell points, damage SLA, damage SLA, damage SLA. Your song gets freedom, Your songs regenerate. Your songs regenerate mana. All the song stuff. The evocation spell DC increase. Yeah. So this tree is basically everything that I think is good for how my build is currently built. Now I've kind of worked in a little bit of this swashbuckler stuff, which is kind of medium. And I guess starting pretty soon I'll start to see what I can fit in over here in the War Chanter tree that might be good. But the build seems like it's okay. Its biggest flaw is that every one of its attacks are spell-based attack, and that every single one of them is an AoE. So in quests where it's like, don't kill this guy, it's a problem. Well, I mean, I have to change the lighting over here. So like literally every spell is either a buff or a AoE spell. I suppose Didor is the one exception. Maybe Charm Monster. So with the exception of Didor and Charm Monster, although if you consider becoming your friend a buff, then every spell except for Didor is a buff. So it has been playing better than I thought it would. I was very, very pleased with it leveling up. And I do have a two rogue splash to be able to cover traps. Oh man, I really am beat. I might just need to wrap up after this quest. Have a lay down. I'm beat. My concern / fear is that if I lay down at 10, then I'm gonna sleep until like 2, and then I won't be able to sleep anymore, and then I'll just be tired all day tomorrow. Yeah, I mean, I think you can get there with this build. The problem is that enchantment over level 20 is just not good enough.
Enchantment?
Yeah, charming things. Because like when you get in Reapers and Legendary Reapers, stuff just doesn't stay charmed for more than a second.
This is charm, not enchantment, because the whole works great. Yes, it does.
Shouldn't. Should be basically the same. Its time is cut way down.
How long are you to the guy?
I mean, all that stuff should be reduced to like almost a quarter.
It is, but it also doesn't take 10 years to kill the guy.
Yeah.
Even if you damage, like, that's how one of the ways people are doing even high reapers. You still CC him, you still whack the dudes.
I don't know. All the R10s that I was doing with like voodoo and stuff, all that shit was completely worthless. It was like held, 2 hits, unheld. It's just not mana efficient. Now granted, I was just doing R10s with voodoo. The rest of the High Lords, I don't know. Could be different. But all that shit just was like here and gone again.
You talking heroic or you talking epic?
I'm talking epic.
Okay. Well, I've seen groups do it and it's worked fine, so I don't know.
I don't know. I'm just, from my limited experience post level 20 in R10s, it lasts like not very fucking long. Well, it just, they don't resave, the spell ends.
I understand, and I read the patch notes too. I'm just saying that I've seen, I've seen stuff work too.
Check the... nothing still. Well, I'm back, right?
This is the final resting place of our once great hero, whose remains and a legacy long since forgotten.
Good morning, Peter. Which... I finished the quest, right? I didn't, like, forget to do something to not finish the quest. Oh my goodness, did I... I need to wonder if I didn't finish that quest. That's how tired I think I am. So I may have failed to finish the quest. Like, we went through the quest, we looted the chest, but then we didn't finish it. I saw some XP fly across the screen, I think, and I just assumed that was it. So we'll see if it's still open. Probably.
This is the final resting place of a once great hero.
Oh my
Remains
gosh.
a legacy long since forgotten.
Looks like I just forgot to
Checks and demonic
complete the
forces
quest
go
somehow.
through the halls of this lonely shrine.
I'm good at video games.
Makes you feel better. I remember to complete my quest.
It does, it helps a lot. I'm proud of you.
Fallen debris blocks this passage. Even stone cannot withstand the ravages of time.
Even stone cannot resist the ravages of time. Jeez. Way to add a bunch of extra time to the quest for no reason.
This is the final resting place of a once great hero, whose remains and legacy long since
All right.
forgotten.
Boom. Oh no, are you kidding? I really... Okay, got a ring. I thought I had enough stuff to fill this up. I'm gonna be one item short of filling this up. I guess so. It's gross. Okay. Go over to our Sam's Maker. Clean up that stuff. See if we can't push a little bit higher. This one we actually have to put on our person at some point. Do we need goggles with a yellow slot? No. You can just eat these. No. I'm pretty respectful of my kid, letting him have his own space when he's home. And catching my son have a private moment on his own is not something that I would like go out of my way to attempt to do, so...
What? You mean like, like some people's parents that attempt to wait until right when they're about to be finished and then barge in?
Call, hey, we're 5 minutes away.
Oh, that too. Forget about that. Okay, you're not gonna be able to get in until we get all the sex swings put away.
That's right.
Have fun waiting in the car outside.
I'll text you when all the sex toys are put away. What? If you hear screams, trust me, you don't want to come barging in the door. Not at the Tobrell household.
So I have exactly 100 spectral dragon scales, and these cloaks cost 50.
Sweet. You'll have to take a picture of the purple cloak for me. Not that I really plan on doing any of that, but there's a not 0% chance I'll go get the purple cloak.
Just find the cosmetics.
Part of me wants to get this scepter instead of Tobrell again, but I think it's just better off if I just eat it and get it gone.
You know the Silver Flame Club.
Hard pass. Although I don't know if you have a character that could get it, so bring it on.
I'll make a character, that's all it'll do.
Is get to be able to do that quest?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, seems unlikely.
And just do it over and over again.
Still seems unlikely.
So I now have the red, purple, and green. You want to go get the original flavored one too. Oh, here's a little trivia. Guess what's transpiring I'm wearing right now? Is my new current favorite. Or fleshy.
I don't know, that furry outfit that I don't like.
My new favorite.
I don't know.
These Drow hunters are.
Don't even know what that is right now.
I didn't either, but I saw it and it looked amazing.
Okay.
It's one of those ones where like you have like a bunch of knives, a little backpack, and like a grappling hook. Pretty good.
Alright, yeah, I think if I just keep going, I'm just gonna die. So, I know it's a disappointment for a lot of you out there, and I'm sorry, but I find myself just like dipping down in my chair, trying to fall asleep literally in my seat, and nobody wants that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to see who else is streaming right this minute. Doesn't look like there's very many. I don't know who this other person is. But I'm going to raid them anyway. And then I'm going to lay down for a little bit. And if... Where'd my raid button go? There it is. And if Beef gets on and he's up for something, Tobrel can give me a call or whatever. Hopefully after a short nap I will be awake, but something went wrong, try raiding again. Alright, well never mind, I guess I won't be raiding anybody because I can't. So I apologize, but I'm going to have a little lay down and maybe we'll be able to come back in half an hour, whatever, and do a little bit more on the hardcore with Beef and Tobrel. The only other thing that I could do that I would try to muscle through is that if there happened to be like one of the level 10 things that I need, but there's not, so I'm definitely gonna just have a little lay down. Catch you guys in whenever I get an opportunity to catch you guys again. Peace, much love. Oh, if everything works out well, Tobrel, Beef, and I will be here most of Saturday, and I'll stream all the time that I'm here playing on Saturdays. So, I do have to potentially go run a Magic tournament at 2 o'clock. And if that happens, it'll, I'll be gone from like 1:30 until probably 3:30, 4 o'clock. And, we'll see what happens during that time. But otherwise, I expect to be here pretty, like, a reasonable time until then. And then I'll come back again after that and stream. All right, everybody, have a wonderful day, and I'll see you again real soon. Toodles.